Hello YouTube, this is Cobot Forever bringing another video, this time on the Tesladin, the much awaited and much requested build for the Paladin. And this is similar to the Orden in the sense that it uses area of effect damage in the form of Holy Shock, which is going to be on the two dreams that we have equipped. And the Orden also does this, but they use Hand of Justice and Dragon instead. We're not going to use those, and I'll show you the differences right now by taking a look at the inventory. We have a Grief Phase Blade for our weapon. 32% is pretty low on the attack speed, and I would prioritize attack speed over damage if you're able to. The reason is we need to make sure that we break the maximum increased attack speed breakpoint. There is a calculator down in the link down below in the description so that you can take a look at that and figure that out for yourself. Our gloves are crafted blood gloves, I believe, and these are, every single stat on here is useful to us. Specifically with gloves, you're going to want 20% increased attack speed with strength and dexterity if you can get it. Our ring is going to be very similar. Strength and dexterity if you can get it. Life leech is extremely handy to have, and of course as much attack rating as you can get. Attack rating is incredibly important. Unfortunately, this rolled a very low attack rating, so if you could get over 100, that would be a lot more ideal. For our other ring is a staple of all melee builds, which is Ravenfrost. I don't think that needs an introduction or explanation. We also have a Verdungo's Mithril Coil here. I believe the Juntas uses a spider for the slow and of course for the skills. However, I feel this is a better choice overall for my build for Ubers, and you guys may disagree. Please decide whichever one you want. I think either one is a great choice. We have upgraded Gore Riders here. You could just use regular Gores if you want. I just prefer it because we get extra defense. Dream is our shield. This is how we're going to get our Holy Shock aura, one of the two ways. And this one is a great roll. Try to get the highest roll that you can in the most resistance shield, the base shield that you can get. So this shield actually had 45 resistances in the base before I put Dream in it. So therefore we got even more resistances. For the armor, I'm not using Enigma because I prefer to charge around so that I can use Chains of Honor instead. Chains of Honor is amazing. It's probably one of the best armors in the game without an argument, and in terms of Ubers, I think it's actually a lot better. So that's what I'm using, and of course we get the resistances on top of that, so that's really handy. Our second dream is in this demon head for our helmet. Again, doesn't really need an explanation. We have that for the shield and the helmet so that we get those auras. High Lord's Amulet is going to be the one we unfortunately have to use because we need to break that increased attack speed barrier. Our charms, we have Annihilus and Hellfire. We also have maximum damage, attack rating, and life charms, and a mixture of others too, but I do highly recommend that you use these specifically so that you can maximize your attack rating. That's the priority there, is the attack rating, because the more you hit, the more likely it is you're going to stay alive, especially if you have a high percentage of life stolen per hit. So prioritize attack rating, and then life, and then damage, in my opinion. Alright, let's take a look at our skills and see what we got going on. We're going to, in defensive auras, you're going to maximize resist lightning and salvation. The reason that you do this is these are synergies of Holy Shock. Now, you're not directly using Holy Shock, but indirectly you are using it, and what that does is it still counts for those synergies and that extra damage. Conviction is going to be put to 24, so with your extra skill items on, you want to be at 24. Don't go above that because there's no discernible benefit. So stop at 24, and then when you use your battle orders and battle command specifically, then you'll be at level 25 and you'll have the maximum negative resistance that Conviction can offer. Finally, combat skills, we're going to put 1 point into Holy Shield and maximize Zeal, and then any extra points you have, just throw those into Sacrifice, because that is a synergy of Zeal and gives you some extra damage by 12% per level. In terms of our stats, we have enough strength and dexterity to use our equipment. We also need enough dexterity to maximize our block, which I will show you here in just a second after we cast battle orders and battle command, so that'll be maxed out. Any other points that you have, you're going to want to dump those into vitality. So let's just show that real quick. And now you'll see that we have 75% chance to block, which is maximum. Let's also take a look at our Mercenary, and this is more subjective than the other things that I was showing earlier. I'm actually using an Ethereal Bugged Archon Plate, Fortitude, and a Pride. So the concentration aura is really, really handy and helps me a lot. But more importantly, this is an Act 2 Nightmare defensive mercenary, which means I also gain Holy Freeze. And Holy Freeze is super handy when you're a melee character. Having things being slowed down that are attacking you is very useful. So that's why I'm using this mercenary, and that's why I'm using that equipment. You could also opt for an Act 1 mercenary that has a Faith Bow, which will provide you with Fanaticism. And Fanaticism is not only damage, but it is also going to give you increased attack speed. The issue on either account is that your mercenary is unlikely to survive in either Ubers or... well, no, I take that back. It'll probably survive the throne room. But in terms of Ubers, your mercenary is definitely not going to survive anyway. So keep that in mind and, have a kind of an understanding of that. You can't depend on that when you're doing those things. And then Andario's Visage, not the best one, but that's pretty standard fare for the abilities it has, which is just, amazing. Specifically the Life Leech. And that's going to be it for the Origin. Those are my recommendations in my particular build. Stay tuned tomorrow for the Uber run that I do with both this build and a substitute for Last Wish Phase Blade. And we check out both of those options and see which one of those works better. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.